I feel like today's vlog is going to be terrible. But of course I say that, how we feel sometimes doesn't get translated to the video. It's amazing when you add a soundtrack.
Good morning.
Okay, yesterday we posted this video and we talked about our kids kind of like having them eat food before we allow them to eat other food, and it kind of got the comment thread all exciting. I actually wasn't really expecting this. I don't know why.
I was. Food is a hot button in our culture. Maybe it is in every culture.
First off, we got quite a few comments from people saying, hey, we were raised this way and we really appreciate it. Oh yeah, you're not gonna hurt the kids and this is great. When I used to play blackjack for a living, I would go to a casino and one of two things would happen. Either we would win, in which case you felt like, okay, because you were expecting to win mathematically. Or you would lose. And when you lose, you kind of felt like crap because you were supposed to win. With comments, it's the same way. When you get a comment that says like, hey, that's great, we do that. We're like, oh, okay, perfect, good. We were expecting that already. And then you get people that are like, you are ruining your kids. And then it's like, what the heck? It feels like really bad. So no amount of good comments make up for the bad comments, like emotionally. First of all, we're thankful for anyone that leaves a comment, if you're being honest and sharing your heart. So even the ones we disagree with, we're glad that you leave them. This person says, I can agree that if your child doesn't want to eat what's provided at a meal, they shouldn't expect to make something they will eat. One meal, same for everyone. Don't eat it, go hungry. However, saving it for the next meal is extreme. Yeah, we've said this before, we'll say it again. I want to like make it the title of our vlog for all time. This is not a how-to vlog. We're an extreme family. And I think we're called to live an extreme lifestyle, not just for the sake of, but it's actually things that we believe and agree in. And it's kind of hard sometimes because I feel like this person's saying you're extreme, like frowny face. When like extreme to me just means you don't fit in our culture, which could be like a compliment.
I'm totally reading into this, but like extreme is you're being abusive, borderline.
In response to that, Hippie Graham says, totally agree. Sorry guys, but there are foods I don't like and will not eat, so I would respect my child's choices not to eat something. I really find it bordering on cruel to not feed a child for more than 8 hours because they don't want to eat a particular food. We've learned more and more that respecting children's choices is really important. But creating an artificial environment for them where they get to choose whatever they want, I don't think best reflects reality.
We did give her some choices, but we just didn't give her as many choices as they want.
We're not saying no food. We're saying you have to eat this food.
And we're actually not even saying you have to eat it right now.
Yeah, it's still, by the way, food. It's just food she doesn't like. This person is saying bordering on cruel. And I think I understand what you're saying, like the kid's not happy for a minute, but she's acting, I'm assuming it's a she, is acting like we're starving our kids. And I'm like, we have a fucking epidemic on our hands here. Because there's things that are destroying our kids, and then there's things that are not destroying our kids. One of the things that's not destroying our kids is malnutrition. I mean, look at them here. Look at that hair. Look at that. Our kids have run marathons. Our kids have climbed mountains. Our kids' number one complaint is like, we eat sushi too much. You know,
steak.
Eden gets sick of creme brulee.
Yeah.
Creme brulee.
Eden gets sick of creme brulee. Dove doesn't like the Chinese buffet. It's like, look around. America is not suffering from lack of food or lack of choices. But we are suffering from something else that's, I think, far more dangerous to our kids. okay, I understand it sucks to make kids not happy and it sucks not to be happy ourselves, but we're being killed by comfort and options and choices right now. We need to wake up and see that this other thing is far more dangerous to us. And that's the thing we're trying to protect our kids from, is like something that in any other culture, in any other time period, is like total common sense that like, hey, you eat this thing that you got or you die. The final issue that comes up in these comments is people saying, oh, Cammie doesn't eat raw tomatoes, but your kids have to eat whatever, what the heck.
I actually really appreciated these comments because it actually made me think, oh, maybe I should try them more often and try to, you know, develop a palate for them. And then my kids can see that I'm trying something I don't like. I like that. I grew up being able to eat whatever I wanted. So I actually think that not liking tomatoes is a product of how I grew up. And so I think only in America and maybe parts of Europe is it even okay to, like, when someone serves you food, for you to say, no, thank you. This is a very cultural thing, guys. I just want you to know. And I actually, one of the values of mine is I want my kids to be able to enter other cultures and not to be completely like, I don't know how to function here, because I've been able to do whatever I want to do, eat whatever I want to eat. I wish I liked raw tomatoes. Maybe that's something I'll try to work on.
But I don't think that's the point.
Yeah,
because I think what these people are pointing out is, hey, you're living one way and your kids are living another. That's not fair, or that's hypocritical, some people said. I don't think it is, because we're doing the best we can with our kids. And actually, I know Cammie's doing the best she can with her life. But there's two very different roles. And it's not about, we're not teaching our kids to eat this food. It's not like punishment. It's not being strict. It's actually just because it's the number one thing we care about teaching them. It's just like someone else would send them to school or homeschool them. We're teaching them this. And we teach our kids to play piano, but neither of us play piano. And that's okay. No one's be like, you're a hypocrite because you don't play piano. It's like, we care about music, and we want our kids to learn things that we weren't able to learn. Heck is that? If we're doing parenting right, I think they're going to have opportunities and learn things that we never had. We really respect the hell out of you guys for entering into this conversation and being open to new thoughts. We're trying to be open to new thoughts. We are extreme. Don't feel like you have to do what we do. Don't feel like you have to defend what you're doing. Just think about it.
I know that there are a lot of emotions around food and a lot of ways that people were raised that maybe weren't right with food and really hurt people. I actually think that's a big deal. I just want to acknowledge that. I know that there's people that struggle with eating disorders, and that's a real thing. I know that.
We are heading to our counseling appointment. It is 90 degrees and we do not have air conditioning. We are 3 minutes late. We have a 2-hour long appointment today, which is longer than usual. So we brought Dove and Seven to help watch the baby. We'll see how this goes.
Too much.
Now we're trying to get an iPod situation fixed.
It just, after, like, it just wouldn't turn on.
And it has nothing to do with the crack because it was working for like 5 months.
I don't even know if this is going to work, but we'll find out. We got it to work.
Lady with a baby came up to me and said, tapped me on the shoulder and says, "It's so good to see someone nursing."
We're ready to debrief our counseling appointment. I'm like so mentally exhausted right now. We just needed a little something.
We always feel that way after counseling.
It's like so worth it though. For that amount of life change, if I have to gain a pound every time, I would trade it.
I felt like I left that appointment feeling more encouraged than I have in the other appointments. I was able to see a glimpse from the other side, like 10 or 20 years, or even 3 years from now in our life. Because right now it feels really hard, and it'll always be hard in a way, but it's not always going to be exactly like it is today.
The old patterns of thinking took a long time to develop and establish. And I can't just hear something one time and have it set. It's not like reading a book, or I need to let it sink in, and I need to ask questions and hear it with different scenarios, and then try it out for 2 months and then ask another question. And I sense a new way of thinking and living is setting in for us. You know, we didn't realize how codependent we are, which is basically ways that we overcompensate for each other and other people that prevent growth in the relationship and ourselves and others.
Codependency comes from an exaggerated need for certain things, and that's not healthy. So if like I need Ben to really like me, I'm gonna do whatever he tells me to do, even if it violates my personal will.
And it seems like she's doing it for me, but it's really just selfish. And we found that we do this a lot. We bend over backwards for other people, but it's actually for us. Because we feel more comfortable with stability or the feeling of having friends.
Yeah.
But it's really destructive. That's the end of the vlog.
You want to say hi?
Hi. Look right there.
He was talking, now he's got his thumb in his mouth.
Hey, look. Hi.
He's like, don't make me say hi if I don't want to.
Bye.
There you go.
Bye.